You're waiting for motivation, that sudden spark, that perfect mood, that one morning when everything finally clicks. But here's the truth nobody tells you. It's not coming. Motivation is not your ally. It's a visitor, unpredictable, unreliable, temporary, and yet you've built your entire life around it. Think about how many times you've said, I'll start tomorrow. I just need to feel ready. I'll do it when I'm in the mood. But tomorrow, it keeps repeating itself. And this isn't laziness. It's something deeper. You've been quietly trained to depend on emotion, to believe that action follows feeling. But reality works the opposite way. Action creates feeling, not the other way around. And this is where discipline enters. Not loud, not exciting, not inspiring, just consistent. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It doesn't wait. It doesn't negotiate. It moves. And that's what makes it dangerous. Because discipline exposes something most people spend their whole life avoiding: the illusion of control. You think you're in charge, but if your actions depend on your mood, then your mood is your master. And masters don't ask, they command. Motivation feels powerful because it lets you imagine progress without actually making any. You feel ready, you feel capable, but nothing changes. Discipline removes that illusion. It replaces emotion with action, excuses with movement, and suddenly there's nowhere left to hide. Now the question becomes, will you act even when you don't feel like it? Because that's where the real battle begins, and most people lose it before it even starts. Motivation fails you for a reason. It's built on emotion, and emotion is unstable. It rises, it fades, it disappears without warning, yet you trust it with your future. That's not strategy, that's dependence. Even Niccolo Machiavelli, a man who studied human behavior down to its bones, understood this. Men are driven by two principal impulses, either by love or by fear. Motivation is love. It comes from excitement, inspiration, desire. But love fades. It fluctuates. It disappears when things get hard. Discipline is different. It's built on awareness, on consequence, on the quiet fear of becoming someone you don't respect. And fear is far more consistent than inspiration. But here's the deeper layer. Discipline removes choice. And that's where real power lives. Because every time you ask yourself, should I do this? You give yourself a way out, a moment to hesitate, a chance to quit. Discipline eliminates that moment. It turns action into identity, not something you decide, but something you simply do. This is where transformation actually begins. Carl Jung saw this with uncommon clarity. You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. Motivation lives in intention. Discipline lives in repetition. One talks, the other proves. This is why motivation starts things, but discipline finishes them. Because motivation is a spark, and sparks don't last. Discipline is the system, and systems don't rely on feeling. They rely on structure. And here's the hidden truth most people never face. You don't fail because you lack motivation. You fail because you lack systems. And systems don't care how you feel. They just run. There are two versions of you, the one who wants change and the one who creates it. They are not the same. One waits, the other moves. One dreams, the other builds. And every single day, you choose which one you become, not with intention, but with action. Because time doesn't pause while you figure things out. It moves, quietly, relentlessly, and every delay is a decision, not to stay where you are, but to become someone else, someone who never started. This is the part most people avoid, because it means you're not stuck. You're choosing every excuse, every delay, every not today. You're shaping your future in real time. And this is where philosophy cuts deeper than motivation ever could. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle, not motivation, not inspiration. Habit, repetition, consistency. That's what defines you. And consistency doesn't feel powerful. Not at first. At first, it feels empty, boring, pointless, because it removes emotion. It removes excitement. It removes the illusion of progress. But underneath that emptiness, something is changing, quietly, slowly, inevitably, until one day you look at your life and realize you became someone else. Not because you felt motivated, but because you refused to stop. So the real question isn't, how do I feel today? It's, will I act anyway? Because the version of you that waits will always stay the same. But the version that moves, even without motivation, becomes something far more powerful. Something most people never reach: control over your actions, over your time, over your life. And once you have that, you don't need motivation anymore, because you've already become what it was promising: consistency. And in the end, that's the difference between people who wish and people who become.